before Homer, before the Bible, before names etched into the libraries of that time, that was her. Enheduanna, a high priestess, daughter of an emperor, devotee of a goddess, and the first recorded human author in history. Well, if you don't already know what we are into today, basically, like I said, I'll be sharing stories of powerful women from the past, and then we hope to learn something really nice from the stories. But I hope that you also enjoy and get inspired by the stories. So basically, today's video is about Enheduanna, the first known author in history. Do you know around what time? 2285 BCE to 2250 BC. Hi guys, I go by Melissa. For those who are new here, welcome and welcome. And for returning viewers, hi, welcome back. And I hope you enjoy. So without wasting any more time, let's get into today's video. Actually, today's story. So who is Enheduanna? Who is she? Over 4,000 years ago, in the ancient city of Ur in Mesopotamia, what is now known as Iraq, a woman walked in the temple steps every day, and she walked in them to worship the moon goddess. The moon goddess was called Nanna, but she didn't just pray, she wrote. And what she wrote would echo across millennia and millennia. Enheduanna was no ordinary woman, just like any woman I tell stories about is no ordinary woman. She was no ordinary woman. She was the daughter of Sargon the Great, ruler of the Akkadian Empire. But her power didn't come from her bloodline. It came from her pen. As I mentioned when the video was beginning, Enheduanna was a high priestess. She was a high priestess of the moon. As the high priestess of Nanna, Enheduanna, she held spiritual authority over the region. She wasn't just performing rituals or praying. She was shaping the soul of an entire empire. She fused Sumerian and Akkadian beliefs, helping unify her father's vast empire through spiritual influence. Smart. But more than anything, she worshipped Nanna, the fierce goddess of love, power, and transformation. Her poetry, Enheduanna's poetry, was divine, dangerous, and immortal. Now let's get to understand why I say this about her poetry. Enheduanna composed poems, prayers, and hymns, most famously, the Exaltation of Nanna. She's the one who wrote that. In them, she wrote not just as a priestess, but as a woman. She expressed anger, devotion, ecstasy, despair, and victory. She's human, remember? Her voice was raw, radiant, and real. So, I did my research and I found a quote from one of her famous writings. You, Inanna, are a roaring dragon. You rain fire upon rebellious land. Her words were spiritual, political tools. They were also personal revelations. I mean, we journaled, right? Something like that. But then no one knew how to write. This was the dawn of literature. And the voice that started all this belonged to a woman. And her name is Enheduanna. Now let's talk about her power and how she got banished. She did. She got banished. Can you imagine? So just like every other powerful woman or every other powerful women around the world, her life wasn't without danger. during a rebellion, she was literally cast out of her temple. She lost everything: status, home, safety. And yet, from exile, she still wrote. That didn't stop her. She begged Inanna for justice, and when the goddess answered, because for sure we know she did, Enheduanna was restored. She didn't just survive, she wrote. And she wrote herself back into power. Can you imagine? So awesome. Talk about her legacy, Enheduanna's legacy. What about her legacy really? So basically, her poems literally survived thousands and thousands of years, inscribed in clay. And today, we remember her not just as a high priestess or a daughter of a king, but as the first voice in written history to say, I am here. I'm so proud of her. Yeah, like, she was the mother of literature, the grandmother of poetry, the first to use words to move the soul of an empire. Enheduanna did that. Basically, right now, I know you're asking yourself, why did she tell us about Enheduanna? She literally teaches us that words are magic, that storytelling is legacy, that divine feminine has always spoken and always will. So if you ever felt like your voice didn't matter at some point in your life, remember the priestess who whispered to the moon, became immortal in stone. Now you understand why I say her poetry is divine, dangerous, and immortal. Because it survived thousands of years. Look at me now in 2025 talking about Enheduanna, someone who existed before even Christ did. What I have done, none has done before me. Enheduanna. Because what she did, no one ever will do or ever be able to say they did it before her, because she was the first. Yeah, basically that's the story of the first author. And actually now, despite sharing this story to inspire y'all, using her story, I shared it to inspire authors, because I'm an aspiring author, and I just felt like this story would make sense to authors mostly. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you picked a couple of values that you can add into your daily life. So yeah, this brings me to the end of my video. If you've watched it this far, I really appreciate you and I'm grateful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and support. Your support goes a long way. And I hope you enjoyed this story. More to come. Of course, I'm here to share powerful women's stories who existed like way back, because I feel like there's so much we can really learn from them. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and bye. See you in my next video, and subscribe. Oh, and also turn on your post notifications. Thanks. Bye.